It just seems like no matter what I'm doing, no matter what group I'm a part of, people back to MopedJet. Why is it called MopedJet? I want a moped and I want a jet, and that's it, dude. That's it. Today I'm wearing my fine print shirt. Check the fine print. If you want some fine print, make sure you check out my store at bonfire.com, bonfire.com/store/emporium, EMPORIUM. Okay, now that we're done with that, you can also check my link tree out for music and streaming and other things that I do. Okay, so now we're into the podcast. Now we've done all the commercial stuff. Speaking of commercial stuff, what's going on with the Wizard of Oz movie or the Wicked movie? What's going on with that? Why are Ariana Grande and that Cynthia woman acting weird? Is that the new advertisement ploy? I saw a clip where Ariana Grande tried to shoo fly away a helicopter for Cynthia's pleasure or appeasement or whatever you want to call it. What has happened on that set? I have a theory that somebody has eaten some box. That's the only thing that I think can make them be that close. Because it can't be the Wicked movie. That movie is about a witch. It can't be that emotionally bonding, you know? And I'm not going to see the movie. It's doing the opposite effect. It's creeping me out. It's creeping me out. I feel like I'm going to see it and I'm going to start hugging and crying on my wife and shooing away helicopters. Like, what could have possibly happened between their relationship where they're this close? It has to be some sort of weird gimmick. I think it's an inside joke that's going to backfire. The studio needs to tell them to stop. The studio needs to make them fight. They need to just squabble up one time on their opening night. Like that would be actually be awesome to lead like all of this. Like, oh, I love you. I love the world for you. I'll do anything for you. And then on the opening night on the red carpet, they just like, what up, bitch? What up, bitch? Squabble up, square up, wicked witch. Oh, you from the west side? I'm about to bring that east side madness to you. That would get me in the mood. I'll be back in. I'd be right back in. It's weird what uh it's just weird though. Like I wouldn't be surprised if this is an advertisement or advertising ploy because it seems like everyone or like all of the businesses have thought let's advertise in a weird strange way rather than just make a great product. Let's just advertise in a weird, what we think is funny way or quirky way, instead of just making a great story and something great to watch. I'm not acting like there's not anything good to watch. There's some great things to watch. Wicked could be good to watch. I just think it's just weird how they're going about me finding out Wicked is about to come out. I don't know, it's just odd. But anyway, let's move on to something else that's amazing, dude. Have you ever like had something in your life that you saw and you thought was kind of fake? Like it feels like like you know it's real, but trying to find it or explain it to people kind of makes it sound fake and sound like a fever dream or something. You ever have that? I had that with this commercial that I'm about to play soon. Uh I'm so thankful for whoever uploaded this. Oh, it's their official website. I'm so glad that they uploaded this commercial because I'm sure they could have uploaded any other commercial. I'm sure they didn't just make one commercial, but they uploaded the one that I've seen. Now, this infomercial I used to see when I was growing up on TV. Who uses those anymore, right? But during the commercial break, this commercial will come up, and it's just so. I just gotta play it for you. I'm gonna try to. I'm lazy, so I'm not gonna pull it up. Actually, I could probably just pull it up on the internet. Let's pull it up on the internet. Let's not be lazy. Let's not be lazy. Because this is actually worth it, if you ask me. This is probably my favorite commercial of all time. Passages. Yes. Okay. Let's get that out of the way. Let's get this queued up. Hopefully I don't get copyright. What if I got copyright struck for this? That'd be kind of actually freaking insane. Alright, hold on. Let's just make it. Let's go theater mode on y'all. Y'all see that? It's gonna be in the. Oh, well, right. Look at this.
At Passages Malibu, we treat and heal the underlying causes of addiction so you can live a healthy, addiction-free life.
Good. That's great. That's not the funny part.
This is not a 12-step program. This works. I should know. I was an addict for 10 years. Now I'm not.
That part.
Works. I should know. I was an addict for 10 years. Now I'm not.
I love how that's his testimony. I was an addict for 10 years. Now I'm not. Oh, really, dude? Is that it? No story? Like, no in between? Like, imagine if I would told you guys, like, hey, I was a professional athlete for 10 years. Now I'm not. Like, you gonna fill in some details to add some credibility to that? Guy looked very clean shaven, didn't look like he was that much of an addict. I love that commercial, dude. I wanted to give you guys that because I love you. Because I want to invite you into what goes on in my world. And if you didn't appreciate that, what's wrong with you, low key, dude? I'm giving my all in this closet right now. Speaking of giving my all, I was doing a show. I did a comedy show in Mason City, Illinois. I did that. Shout out to Chris Spryer, owner and operator of Mason City Limits Comedy Club. He invited me out, and he has been inviting me out all year to come there. But I was just too busy with the wedding, so when he invited me this time, I'm like, oh yeah, let me pick this up. I went out there and I met Mandy. Her last name misses me right now. McKelvey, I think. Mandy McKelvey? Let me look that up real quick. She's famous. Yeah, she's famous. Mandy McKelvey. Mandee. McKelvey. And I think I did okay. There was about, it was an... Mason City is a very interesting mic because it's a good mic. A very cool place to do comedy. I like the stage. It's very intimate and it's very sturdy. Which, being on a couple of these stages, some of them I feel like I could fall through. So I like the stage and stuff, but sometimes the turnout is, and this was the kind of the night, and even Mandy said it in her act. She was just like, every time I come to Mason City, it's either gonna be packed to the brim, or it's gonna be me and the bartender. And it was kind of one of those nights. It was me, my wife, and a couple, and then a couple and their daughter. So yeah, out of the non-comedians and non-staff, that would be 4 people. The other people were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 non-staffers. So it was an intimate show. It was a nice intimate show. And I think I did all right. But this is how my brain works. See, Mandy is famous, and she goes on tour. Okay? She said I did good. But in my brain, if I truly did how good I wanted to do, I would now be on tour with Mandy. Now, is that too high of a bar to set for oneself who's only been doing comedy for 3 years? Maybe. But that's how my brain works. And that is the mind of an artist. It is a prison. Anybody that has an artist's brain they can never be satisfied, it seems like. Like, I just dropped an album. Well, I didn't drop, I just made an album. And I think it's awesome. I mean, I'm not just saying it to say it, but I think it's the best album I've ever made in my life. And I think that's good because I feel like the past couple of works, except Closet 751, but my past couple of works have just been getting better. Like, ever since Origami, I'm like, okay, I'm onto something. And then I dropped Indigo Intervals, and I was like, oh, this is this is solid. This is some of the best music I've ever made, and now I'm on, and I'm really proud of this one because I produced it. But now I'm saying that because I'm not satisfied. I'm already thinking about the next project. I'm already writing new music. It's you just never like. When can you just make something and be like, all right, I'm good with that. I'm good with this style of stuff. You know, because like, not that I want to be done with making music anytime soon. I just want if I made it, because like if Jay Z right now is truly an artist, even though he's retired, he's honestly probably still making music or thinking like when he hears a song like, oh, I could have did it like this or I could have did it better. Like your brain won't let you rest. It won't let you like I'll listen. I'll be out in the mall of all places, and my ear will tune into the garbage mall music and be like, man, why didn't they use this word instead of that word? Why aren't they using this time signature instead of that time signature? But maybe they know more because they're on the radio and I'm not. But it's just a prison. Like your mind won't let you look at anything that has at least my artistic mind. I might sound like I'm not a hater. I love watching art, but there's always a time frame when I'm watching some piece of media that goes eventually I can do this. That's what happens. Like except anime, and that's probably why I like watching anime and animation so much because I've tried to draw and I know I can't draw, so I know therefore I probably will never be able to be an animator. So therefore I can truly look at animation from a fan's perspective, knowing like, wow, these people are awesome and at what they do, and thank you for giving me this. I just saw Angel's Egg, and even though like nothing happens in that movie, I was captivated because the animation was so great. And I know stuff happens in that movie. It's an anime, but anyway, yeah, that's like a prison, bro. Like I started doing podcasting because I saw some podcasts that were taken off, and I'm like, bro, what? That's taken off? Let me get in the booth. Let me throw my hat in the ring. I can talk. I can yap. Some people say I talk too much. Those people, I don't know them anymore. Hi, nice to meet you. Oh, I talk too much? Okay, nice to not know you. No, I'm kidding. Actually, no one has said that. Actually, I kind of tell myself that more than anybody that I'm talking too much. And then people be like, oh no, keep talking. Actually, I don't know what it is. I think I've said it before, but I have this weird magnetism about me, and it's not even me being a narcissist or anything. I wish I didn't. I wish I freaking didn't. I would have way less stories for comedy, but I would have way less expectation on my life. It just seems like no matter what I'm doing, no matter what group I'm a part of, people zone in on me. Okay? Like we had our holiday Thanksgiving dinner, which is cool. Our holiday Thanksgiving dinner at work. I just really didn't want to go because in my head I must have misread the email, but I thought we had to pay to play. I thought that it was either you donate something to Thanksgiving, like you make a meal or bring a drink, or you have to pay $7 per plate. And I feel like that's fair, you know. I didn't make anything, but I didn't want to pay for anything. You know, if I can just pack my own lunch and wait for real Thanksgiving, that's cool for me. But I guess I had that misconstrued. So my boss, she came up to me and she was like, so, why don't you want to go to this thing? And I told her what I just said, and she's like, oh, you don't have to pay for it. I'm like, okay, well, then I might stop in. But then on the day, at least 3 other people came up to me like, hey, I heard you weren't going to come. And it's because, like, our director really wanted everybody. It's not like they were pushing me. They're pushing everybody. But it's just, I was like, okay. And I'm just sitting around. And I don't know what it is about me, but when I'm at work, Severance, I love Severance, the show, because it's probably one of the pieces of media I relate to the most. And it's not because I work in the office now. It's always when I've been at work, ever since I was 16. When I'm at work, I am a different person. I just am. And I told my boss this when we were on our at our conference when we were, we had our hair down, we were drinking, we were talking. I was talking to some coworkers, talking to some people that I work with that are not necessarily in my section, getting to know them. I feel like we all are different people though when we're at work, right? And this version of me at work doesn't want to socialize that much. They want to just do the job and go home. And that might be related to some of my past experiences at work when I tried to make friends and I found out that they were making fun of me, or I tried to make friends and I found out that they used some information I told them uh, behind my back and got me fired. Maybe that has something to do with it. But this version of me is not very. Not that I'm not interested in socializing, I just don't want to. And it's nothing against the people I work with. They're very great people, very nice people. Some of the nicest people I've worked with, some of the most knowledgeable people I've worked around. They're great. But I'm just focused on my reports. I just want to get my reports done. And I'm cool with my little lunch I make. Uh and yeah. But I went to this thing. One thing I will say, the food was great, but why are there so many nuts involved in white Thanksgivings? And I only say that because I work in the office and I'm like the only, it's okay if I'm the only black person there, but I am pretty much like the only black guy there. But I used to think that was like, I went to my wife's families for Thanksgiving. They didn't nut up their food, you know? It was just fine. They had, but I had this one. It was good though. It was just odd. I just never seen so many nuts and things. Like I've never seen nuts in stuffing before. That was new to me. I'm like, you can do that? I thought stuffing was just fine out of the box. But you could throw some nuts in there. I didn't really try that one because I didn't want to change what I've accustomed to stuffing. Because I didn't want to come off rude with anything I picked up. If it looked like I wasn't gonna like it, I just didn't pick it up. Because I know everyone there either bought it or made it, and I don't want to be wasting any food. That's rude, and that's very, very rude. Um, but yeah, I didn't want to like someone slaved away for hours to make this pecan stuffing, and then they see me try it, and then I instantly just spit it out in a in a what's it called, in a napkin. They should have never hired me. I didn't even know what a napkin is. I asked the gods for information for a napkin. What's it called? But yeah, it was cool. I got to talk to some people, got to know some things about people. It was cool, man. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that you should be more open minded. I'm gonna try to be more open minded in the new year. That should be my New Year's resolution. Because these people are cool. They're not bad people. I don't know what it is. I know it's a me thing. That's why I'm trying to stress this enough. Especially in case one of these people see it. But I'm trying to stress it enough that this is not the environment that I work in's problem. This is a me problem. I love the place I work, actually. I think it's the best place so far that I've worked at, next to the place I was at before, and that was only because I didn't have to do shit for money. Like I literally clocked in, maybe did one run of experiment. We'd do one batch, we'd load one batch, and then we'd have to wait for that batch to finish doing its incubating, or yeah, do its thing, and then that took about 2-3 hours, and I lived only 5 minutes away from the place. And the guys, my supervisor said, "Hey, you guys don't have to sit here the whole time. If you guys want to go get lunch, if you guys want to go out, just be back here. As long as you're here when the second part of the experiment starts, cool." So I used to run back home and like play video games and stuff, and just chill. And sometimes when it started getting to the end of COVID, because it was a COVID testing lab, and we only had like VIPs, which were just government officials, maybe 10. We ran 10 things, and I think it was a second shift job, so it was like 5 to 11, 5 to 10, or something like that. But we'd run that, and then that was it. That was all we had all day. So sometimes I would come in, do the run from 5, we'd come back at 7, then I'm done. I'd still get paid for the whole day. So that was the easiest job I ever had, and probably the easiest job I ever will have, next to COVID unemployment. That wasn't really a job. I just had to stay alive, and I kept collecting income checks from the government. Yeah, I was one of those people. I'm proud of it, man. That was the best. That was the best part ever of my life. I can't wait to like fake traumatize my kids and make the pandemic seem like it was so scary and so terrible. And people were dying. I'm not trying to make light of it, but the way I'm gonna make it seem, I'm gonna make it seem like it was like a plague sent from God, and that they're lucky that they have their 2 parents here to this day because COVID was that bad. But man, the government, it was nice. I was chilling. I was getting unemployment. My wife was getting unemployment. We were waking up and we were watching 90 Day Fiance. Uh, Marijuana just got legalized in my state. It was just the perfect time for the world to shut down. I played video games. That's where I started my streaming career. I started making money off video games. But yeah, speaking of streaming, I'm gonna try to stream more music production. I bought the equipment to see if this will work. If it doesn't work, then it's just not meant to be. I was experimenting with maybe, because I have a version of Pro Tools. I have a Pro Tools DAW that is capped out in age on its copyright at 2010. That's how old it is. It says like Avid Pro Tools 1997 to 2010 is the copyright date. It's super old. I've been using it ever since I started making music. Well, not ever since, but I've been using it since 2009, and I haven't used anything else since. I know Pro Tools, and Pro Tools now has a stupid model of, you can't own anything anymore. Everything has to be a subscription. Everything has to be a rent. Everything has to be that. It has to be a digital purchase. Like all these video games I have on Steam. If Steam ever goes down, I don't have them anymore. Awesome. But yeah. So Pro Tools, this version, the reason why I haven't moved on, I tried to get cracked versions of Pro Tools, but it doesn't seem to work with my microphone. And then you have to buy an iLock, which I don't even know what the hell it is. Like a little hard drive that apparently will unlock it. But I'm just like, that's so much. When I tried to get Pro Tools 12 and Pro Tools 13, and now it's a subscription. So that's why I still use my old Pro Tools. But because it's old, it's not as stream friendly as other DAWs. Like a lot of the tutorials I look up, they're like, download this plugin and then you can go to your play settings and then put it on the master drive, and on the master track. And my Pro Tools doesn't work like that. The playback plugin is locked on producer. It always has been locked onto producer. It never gave me any other options other than producer, no matter what I try to download. I think it's because the iLock, which seems to be an external USB drive. This fucking podcast got so fucking nerdy, but it the external USB drive that unlocks the thing, and I think my iLock is technically inside of the microphone because the whole program you can only hear through the microphone. You can't hear it throughout your speakers unless you hook up speakers to the microphone. So I got this thing that I'm going to connect to my computer. Then I got this splitter. I don't know if I'll need it, but I probably will if I want to listen to my DAW. But it depends. But anyway, I got this splitter in case to use on my headphones, and then I gotta set up. I got this shit. I got this equipment that I'm gonna use that hopefully will let me stream me making music. And I used to kind of be iffy on that back when I was like, what if I come up with something really dope and then someone steals it? But now I realize no one is watching me like that. So who cares? And even if someone steals it, who cares? I can make a clip and be like, hey, they stole it, and on this date I made the whatever. But I just want to switch up my streams because I like gaming. I like gaming my streams, like streaming video games, but it seems to like not attract that many viewers these days. And also the games that do attract viewers, they're online, and I don't have the strongest internet provider yet. We got the basic package, so if I want to stream the way I want to, it will give me lag frames, and I can't be as competitive as I want to, or it won't give me lag frames and it'll make me drop frames. Well, actually, no, that's actually doesn't happen. It's only the other problem. So I do stream one player games sometimes, and that has some minimal success. But it seems like what people like these days are live reaction streams or someone doing something other than video games live, like something creative live. And what I want to do with these streams, I want to like interact with the chat and the audience, and hopefully we can make collaborative music. I would love to make some like you guys what like kind of like Mad Lib it. Like, okay, so this is what we got so far, and then the chat would be like, "This is what you should say next. This is what you should write next." And then maybe let the chat ghost write a whole song, and just a real quick 1 minute, 2 minute song, and then I rap it on live on. We make the beat together, rap over it, put it out, and then we do it all over again, and it'll just be fun, man. Because I want to, like, I feel like I said, I'm making the best music that I've ever made. So I gotta kind of keep my and one thing I noticed about this project is I kept my nose to the grindstone. I did not let myself waver from it or stray from it or take days off. And so I feel like that's how I gotta make music. But sometimes I take days off to stream and do stuff like this, podcasting and YouTube. And then I feel like, okay, that's enough. Like, I did enough productive things. Let me now just play video games. Let me stream it. That's productive. Then after I do all that, I don't really feel like staring at the computer anymore. And I don't make music. Or I only make music all day. So this way I can knock two birds with one stone. If I can stream and make music, I can be productive and hopefully grow my streaming audience. And hopefully, we make some clips off of that too. You never know. I'm trying some new stuff. Hopefully you support me. But I think that's enough for this podcast. Thank you for sticking with me. Let's pray for Ariana Grande and Cynthia. Make sure that they get through whatever they're going through together just fine, and they come out the other end better people. But that's MopedJet. If you liked it, prove it with the like button. If you want more, hit the subscribe button. Look at my link tree. That's linktr.ee, I believe, /ohsojosh to check out all my stuff that I do, check out my merch, listen to my music, and make sure you follow my music on Spotify so you know when my new album drops, because it's going to be something special. And also follow me on streaming, so if my apparatus does work, you won't miss any of those music streams. And eat your vegetables.